What up, you bastards? Good morning. So, first off, I want to start out by saying Happy Father's Day. To all you dads out there that actually take care of your kids, take care of your families, show up and do what the fuck you're supposed to do as a father, today's for you. Happy Father's Day. To the rest of you deadbeats who just like to claim that title, go fuck yourself. Nobody cares about you. So, I want to start out by saying a few things. Like I said, Happy Father's Day. That's the first one today. And then I wanted to share a little bit of my journey about my sobriety and what today is for me. Besides today being Father's Day, it also means today is my pop's birthday. So back in May of 2023, I lost my pops. My pops is my grandfather. I call him my pops. That was the man who actually helped me out with a lot. I didn't really look up to a lot of people. I still don't. But that was one person I can proudly say that I look up to. And I still do. So I'm still learning from him even when he's not here. My grandfather spent 52 years on the pipeline. Got me in on the pipeline right after I got out of prison. Offered me a job. He used to always call me Mijo. He said, Mijo, you ready to pull your head out of your ass? Yeah, pops, I think I am, because everything I'm doing right now isn't working for me. So I need to make a change. I wanted to be there for my kids. I wanted to be there for my family. And I couldn't figure out what my next step was going to be. I was still on drugs. I was still fucking going through a lot of mental shit as far as being on a very destructive path. And everybody had kind of given up on me. I know that. They knew that. I was supposed to I was supposed to be like what everyone said. I was supposed to be dead or in prison for the rest of my life by the time I turned 18. I was on a I was on a fast track to that, following along those guidelines to a T. And sure enough, 2 weeks after my 18th birthday, I caught a charge and went away for a while. Like I said, I was proving everybody right. I was pretty damn good at it. But I had one person that, throughout all the bullshit that I kept doing, never gave up. He got mad. We had our disagreements. We had our arguments, like most people do. But it took me years to understand that every time he was getting mad or fucking yelling or getting pissed off with me about stuff like that, it wasn't because he was actually mad at me, because he wanted me to do better. And he knew I could. So, anyway, fast forward, I got on the pipeline, started working. My pops retired, handed the reins over to me. Those are some pretty big shoes to fill. And I don't know if I ever will. Yeah, so back in May of 2023, he had cancer, and he ended up passing away. I was hard. We knew he had cancer. We all knew it was coming. He knew it was coming. I couldn't accept it. I couldn't figure out what I was going to do when the one person that I looked up to was gone. So I got the phone call that night that he passed. It was at 10:15 when I got the call. I had work in the morning. I made some calls. I called my siblings, talked to them, made sure everybody was okay. I got up at 2 in the morning and went to work, and I ended up working a 32-hour shift. Everybody kept telling me, go home, take some time, go do your thing. I said, nah, I need to be here. It felt like I was closer to him, being there on the pipeline. He fell in love with it at a young age. He spent 52 years on the line. So by me being there, it was my way of kind of honoring him. I did my shift, went home. It took me a while. I didn't shed any tears about it. I didn't do any grieving. I didn't know how to grieve. I hadn't lost someone in my life yet that meant that much to me. So that was kind of hard. But anyway, so today is his birthday. It was always right around Father's Day. So one way I was always able to remember it, because I'm bad at that. In honor of him, we're going to keep going, and we're going to keep doing everything that we are, and keep striving every day to be a better version of ourselves, in hopes that we'll continue to make him proud. I know he's up there in heaven. My pops was a very diehard Christian. He had a great relationship with God. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I walk a different path, and I don't exactly feel the same way. I don't judge anyone on what their beliefs are or their relationships with God or whatever they have going on. But for me personally, just not my thing. He had a great relationship with God. So I know he's up there in heaven right now. Hopefully making me proud. Oh, fuck. That brings me to my next topic, my next conversation. June of 2022, Father's Day. If some of you have seen the podcast from Against All Odds podcast, you would already know some of this story. But it was Father's Day. The family and I went out. I was a hardcore alcoholic for a long time. I had a pretty severe drinking problem. Costco knew me by name because I'd come in there and buy handles of Jameson and I'd kill it over the weekend to myself and go back on Monday to get another one for the rest of the week. Monday through Friday, I kept it somewhat under control. I still got fucked up every night, but I didn't drink a whole handle in a weekend or a night because I had to go to work the next day. Father's Day of 2022, myself and the family, we were going to Dave & Buster's. That's where I decided I wanted to go. I wanted to go have a good time, play with the kids, have some food, have some drinks. Let's have a good time. Spend Father's Day with the family. I had told myself, I didn't tell my wife, I didn't tell my kids. I didn't tell anybody else. I'm only going to have 2 drinks. That's it. Nothing else. I'm going to have 2 drinks, a couple beers with dinner, call it a night, go have fun. I want to be able to remember. Lo and behold, that didn't happen. Most of that night is a blur. I don't remember a lot of it, bits and pieces that I do remember. A lot of what I speak about or I talk about is stuff that was told to me by the wife. Talking to her about like, what happened? What did I do? Like, how'd the night go? I don't remember a lot of it. I was well past 2 drinks. I was taking shots. I had anywhere from 10 to 15 margaritas. I was just throwing those back. I was having beers in between everything, and like I said, towards the end of it all, I started taking shots. Whiskey was my deal. That was the shit right there. So before the night was over and before we left, I was pitch black drunk. I was shit faced. It was on a Sunday, so we went home, went to bed, and I woke up the next morning. I had a job that I had to go to the next morning on Monday in Bakersfield, which was about a 3.5-4 hour drive from me. So got up pretty early, got dressed, did my deal, went to work. On my way to work, and I couldn't remember. I was scrambling my brain on this 4-hour drive by myself, no music, just sitting there trying to remember what the fuck, what did I do? Like, what happened last night? I remember like a couple little bits and pieces. I remember playing a couple games with the kids. Like, I can't remember most of the night. So I called my wife. I'm like, nights like these, when I can't remember, normally means I did something stupid. I got in a fight. I started shit with the bartenders. I fucking started shit with the bouncers. I did something dumb to not only embarrass myself, but I also embarrassed my family and my kids. Called her up and I said, hi, honey. So, I don't remember much of last night. You want to kind of break it down for me on what happened? I was like, how bad was I? Looking back on it, it's sad now, but at the time, she's like, no, you were fine last night. She goes, you're drunk. She's like, but you weren't angry. You weren't a fucking mental wreck. I didn't start any fights. I didn't fucking start talking shit to people. I didn't fucking get into a fucking argument with anybody. Like, she said, you had a good time. Like, the kids and you had a good time. You guys were all playing. She's like, you were a happy drunk last night. I said, fuck. Those are words you never want to hear. I was a happy drunk. Like, I just, after I got off the phone with her, I was back to sitting by myself and reminiscing and going over everything that had happened through the night. It dawned on me, and I think this is one of the things that bothered me the most. It was like, fuck, I did it again. I fucking did it again. I told myself 2 drinks. I didn't tell anybody else for this reason because I didn't want to look stupid to them. But I had told myself 2 drinks. I couldn't even keep a promise or a fucking a commitment to myself. And that bothered the shit out of me. Out of all the dumb fucking things I've done while being drunk and stupid shit I've said, and we've had all kinds of fucking incidents and shit that I've done, this one was fucking eating at my soul. I couldn't even hold true to something that I said. Who the fuck am I if I can't even tell myself something and stick to it? That ate me up. So I went about my day, got to work, did my thing, on my way home. It was just bothering me all fucking day. It was just burned into my fucking mind that I couldn't even control myself. How the fuck was I supposed to be a boss at work? How the fuck was I supposed to be a father and a husband at home when I can't even control my own actions? So, Father's Day was the last day that I had a drink. It's been 3 years. So, I guess technically my official sobriety date is on the 20th. But Father's Day night was the last time I had a drink. It was rough when we first started. Thinking back on it, it was actually very rough. It sucked. Sobriety sucks. And let me rephrase that. Sobriety sucked. I was not used to not having something to alter this. So much going on up here mentally that I was still trying to deal with and process a lot of the trauma and the bullshit that I went through growing up as a kid. Obviously all the way leading up into my early years as an adult. You know, I had done a lot of stupid shit, made a lot of bad decisions, went through a lot of bullshit as a kid, and I had just bottled and bottled and bottled all of this up, and it would come out at random times. I would have a fucking moment of explosion, and I would just let loose, and it was embarrassing to myself and to everyone around me. But majority of the times was when I was drinking. But I no longer had a coping mechanism with alcohol. I no longer had a crutch that I could lean on. It was hard. I'm not going to sit here and fucking sugarcoat it and bullshit with you and say that it was easy. I quit drinking. Not a problem. Maybe for some people it is, but for myself, it was not. It fucking sucked. I got the shakes. I got sick. I felt physically and mentally, I felt like shit. I leaned onto my pops. I needed a sponsor. I didn't go through no 12-step program. I didn't go through no fucking bullshit classes. I did it here. I needed to stop. There was nothing that anybody else could do or tell me that was going to get me to stop. I had to be the one to make the fucking decision. But I needed help. I wasn't about to call no fucking AA or anything like that. So I reached out to my pops, who had been sober for a long time. Because when I started getting real bad with my drinking, one of the things he told me, he said, Lauren, you come from a long line of alcoholics. It runs deep in our family and in our blood. And right now you are following the same path as everyone else. I says, nah, Grandpa, I'll be fine. Like, I ain't following down the same footsteps as all you fucking drunks. Like, I'm fine. I got it under control. Said every alcoholic ever. I have it under control. Truth was, I didn't have it under control. Thought I did. Kept telling myself I did, but I didn't. A lot of drunken nights, drunk driving, crashing into trees. There was a lot of moments like that, you know. I called my pops. I needed someone to help kind of guide me along this because I was struggling and I didn't know if I was going to make it through this. I needed someone that I could call on at any fucking time when I needed to talk, or I was getting the urges, I was getting the cravings, I was fucking going through something, and my first response is to run to the liquor store, grab me a bottle, kill the bottle, pain goes away. I don't have to remember anything. But anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to get on here, talk to you guys a little bit about my sober journey. It's Father's Day. It's my pop's birthday. So today's kind of a big deal for me. The wife and myself and the kids, we drove up here to Yosemite. That was a fucking drive. I'm from Southern California, Riverside. So coming all the way up here was a good little drive. But I'll tell you right now, it's fucking worth it, man. It's beautiful out here. Kids are having a blast. All in all, happy birthday, Pops. To all you real fathers out there, happy Father's Day. Today's for you. And I hope you have a good rest of your fucking day. And for those of you that are starting your sober journey, keep going. Keep showing up. One foot in front of the other. I don't know if I'm going to be sober tomorrow, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to be sober today. So I'm not a fucking mind reader. I don't know what the future holds, but I can tell you right now that I'm showing up today and I'm going to be sober. I want to remember this Father's Day. So, as always, I'm proud of you.
Good morning.
What? Fucking bitch is listening to me, huh? I'm proud of you. I hope you have a good day.